Good morning, I'm Peter Milios from the Finance News Network. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed lower on Thursday as investors took a break from the rally seen this month. Overall, the 30-stock Dow slipped 0.13%, the S&P 500 ticked higher by 0.12%, and the Nasdaq Composite inched up by 0.07%. Cisco Systems shed nearly 10% a day after the networking hardware maker offered a weak guidance for the current quarter and full fiscal year. Walmart slid 8% after the world's largest retailer issued lower than expected forecasts for the year. Both stocks were the biggest decliners in the Dow. Oil prices dropped to their lowest point since early July, prompting OPEC Plus to contemplate extending and intensifying production cuts during their upcoming meeting in Vienna in response to Brent crude's 5.2% decline to just below $77 a barrel and West Texas Intermediate's 5.5% drop to $72.48 a barrel, which is below the critical $80 level for Saudi Arabia and Russian government budgets. Shares of Chevron fell 1.6% on the news. As a result, energy was the worst performing US sector, closing lower by over 2%. Communication services was the best performer. Better than expected inflation data has boosted stocks this month. With November about halfway through, the S&P 500 is up more than 7% for the month, while the Dow has advanced more than 5%. The Nasdaq has leapt over 9% in the period. October's Producer Price Index, a gauge of wholesale prices, slid 0.5%. That marked its biggest monthly decline since April 2020. That came a day after the Consumer Price Index remained flat for October, another encouraging sign for investors hoping that the Federal Reserve has seen the path of inflation cool enough to stop hiking interest rates. Tuesday's session brought the biggest gains for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq since April. Looking ahead to the Australian landscape, the SPI futures are pointing to a flat start. Thank you for listening and have a great weekend.